Good evening, everyone. Whether you're a student or you're a computer science student pursuing your computer science degree or information science, or you're in the IT, whether you're a developer, a system admin, a DBA, or a data scientist, or doing Linux and Unix system administration, this video is for you. So let me go through the slideshow. This video, I'm going to present you the Linux manual pages. Basically, I wrote the entire manual pages using a Python program. Obviously, the Linux Ubuntu Manual Pages was already in the open source community. The Ubuntu website, ubuntu.org, also has it, or ubuntu.com. And then I wanted to make it easy and just have this documentation that was on the manual pages of Unix and Linux and present you in a PDF format. So if you're a student and you're having access to internet in a browser, you can see the entire things yourself and just start learning. So let me show you what I did. Full credit is giving to this Ubuntu image that I just also took from open source community, and then I put this title together to just make sure the thumbnail shows nicely for you what I'm presenting to you. So let me go back to the browser. On the browser, as you can see on my website, HTTPS is the secure page for it. The name of the website is MyWebUniversity.com, and the URL link is man_PDF. So all you need to do is bookmark this one, and then you're set for life. As a developer, as a student, you don't need to buy any Unix or Linux book. Just bookmark this page, and you will be presented with this nice index.html file with a very nice format. And then you could just browse through them. If you're just learning it, as you can see, I start the section 1 all the way to section 9 in a very nice table format here. So you can just click on any of them and you will get the PDF version of the documentation. And there's about altogether 6,500 or 6,600 PDF files here that you can just get it. I used a Python programming language with a combination of free PDF modules, which is FPDF Python modules, and also Unix and Linux and CS3 and HTML combination of coding to just provide you this tool. So now you have all the section available here for you, section 1 through section 9. And if you say, well, I rather just click on the command that I just am looking for, yeah, you could do that one, or just whichever command you're interested, you just click on it, and you will get, like for example, let's say click on fquery, and then you say, what does that do? And then it is section 8 for fquery. It is going to give you a PDF file, and then the output is right here in front of your eyes. Just start reading and memorize it and practice it on Linux and Unix command. But the big picture for developers and data scientists and other ones that are interested, whether system admin or Linux, Unix developers or programmers, or doing some sort of junior say or advanced Unix, you could always come in, say, for example, on System D, which is System D is released with Red Hat and Ubuntu and all of that one, starting with Red Hat version 7 or System 7. And that one now is on Red Hat 8 and 9 and all of them. System D, you can see systemctl commands and System D and Journal D. All of that one was introduced. Ubuntu also supported. So right here, you can see that it is really nice. And you can see this is like 2 of 11. So altogether is 11 pages of this documentation. You can read all of it. Some of the information is really huge. So if you're looking for, like, for example, the bash, Control F here, just type in bash here. And then this would be showing you all the section that have started with bash. Let me move this one out of the way a little bit. So here it shows 2 of 6. I can just click next, and then right here is the bash born again shell. You click on it and just read the entire PDF file, which is maybe a lot. Let's see how many 248 pages. So, and instead of buying a book on bash, just read the manual page and you will be better off with just reading one book. Or this is like the entire manual page. So it is, that's how I learned. So if you look at it, you don't have to buy any book. Let's say you do Control F here and you're a C programmer or C++. Let's say you're a C programmer, you say, show me the standard IO, standard input output library. You could just click on it, it's 204, it finds it. And then right here is the standard IO. So you click on the standard IO and then see all the standard IO libraries along with all the functions that are supporting here. fgetS, fputDis, fscanf, fprintf, all of that one are there. You see here, the list is going on and on. And if you say, what about the scanf? They're all section 3, the header files. So if you look at this one and say, I like to learn how to read the input from in C programming, that's a scanf. If you want to use to write it, and then it's fprintf. But the scanf or fprintf, if you're interested here, just do Control F here again, and then say scanf. And then right away, it will find out the section that you're looking for here, scanf. Sorry, I click on the wrong button. So just give it a second right here. It's a scanf, and then you just read it. Similarly for the fprintf statement and everything else. And you can see right here, the entire PDF file is there. The other libraries that associated with the same function are all there. A standard arg.h is the header file in this case. So if you're looking for, like, for example, Python, let's do you're a developer in Python, you can check for Python. Look, Python 3 is here, you just click on it and start reading and understand how Python system calls are, passing parameters, the arguments and everything. When you're running a Python program, starting the Python interpreter, all of them are here. Similarly, like if you're interested in C++ or GCC for C compiler, so you do a Control F again, type in GCC, and you will see the GCC section here. There's a lot of one of them, 1 of 25. So the one that you're interested, you're looking for it. So in this case, I'm looking for the GCC, which is a C compiler. So the GNU C collection compiler, you could just look for it and then just click on the one that is only the word GCC. You can also, like if you or myself, then I could type in GCC and then the name of the section and search for it that way too. Like gcc.1.pdf, that would be the fast way to find it. Like if I'm looking for the dd command, the dd is for the disk formatting scripts that get input and output from the disk and then reading raw data. This is the dd command, so you can do this one this way here. And if you're looking for like just say printf statement, let me just go back here, and instead of GCC one here, I could just say printf statement for section 1. That would also do the same thing as if you're doing Control F. If you missed it, most likely I missed the T here, so that's why it's better to do a Control F, search for it. But if you know the exact word, you can do a printf and it will go in section 1. And if I'm looking for printf section 3 for the header libraries, then that's another command. And that's not the system, operating system commands. This is header files. So coming from standard IO, and then it's right here. You can see standard IO, and then the name of the printf functions and fprintf and all this sprintf, all of them are here. And if you rather go through the nice formatted PDF file. You don't memorize it. You just come in here and looking for like sync, click on send. Click on write all wall command. Just click on shutdown. Just get that information. So altogether about 6,000 some PDF files here for you for free. And then I just made it possible on the internet. Let's say you're looking for Docker, for example. You click on Docker and then get the Docker information, Docker system and so on. There's a lot of things with Docker. So do a Control F here and type in Docker. And then whether you do Docker wait, Docker event, Docker system, there's a lot of them. So look at how many match, 163 match on this one. So Docker ports and Docker containers. So if you're looking for like Docker container-cp, what does that do? You just click on it and start reading the manual page. This one has 8 pages, and you can go all the way here. And then on the nice thing about this manual pages, every time you search for one command, if you want to get related commands that is there, then it's a docker-container. So dash container, and then if I just take this CP out for copy, and I say docker1.container, that would give me the Docker container. And then I could just read that one. And this is how I train myself. Then I say, well, this is nice. And if I just, what is the C also section tells me what other commands are available. Then it says docker1, Docker container attach, Docker container commit, Docker container copy. Look, all of this command is just in front of your eyes. And in a few seconds now, all of a sudden, you could be an expert by reading each one of these ones and then say, well, I want to compare these two containers, look at the Docker container. I want to look at the logs, look at the Docker space logs, get the status, Docker status, get the version, Docker version. So in creating containers and exec and all that things are here. So let's say like Docker1 here, Docker, that's the main one for the Docker. So you could just do a search, or because it's 163 of them, since it's Docker and the format I created this file, I always named it the name of the manual pages, the section.pdf, and right away it will find it. Okay, so this is available for you on my website. All you need to do is just come on this website, bookmark it here, and just start using it. And it is HTTPS secure page, so it's you're not losing anything by just coming in and reading everything and learning it. Believe it or not, some developers that I provide in the older version of HTML, they thought that this is a treasure for me. For myself, I just I've been using it for maybe at least 20 years now, or 30 years of my life. I have been learning this. This is all the Unix and Linux and C and C++, Python, all the sources that you can find on the internet as in one page, one place for manual pages. Obviously, when I'm saying that this is for Ubuntu, Ubuntu is the distribution of Linux. So the difference between Linux, Red Hat, Linux CentOS, Rocky version versus OpenSUSE versus Ubuntu, and they're all just a different distribution, but the syntax and command lines, they inherit something from previous one. A long time ago, it was System 5 Release 4, now it's System 7. So when you're using Learning System 7, which is System D, Ubuntu and Linux Red Hat or Linux Rocky version, which is a replacement for CentOS version for the community version. And obviously Red Hat was purchased by IBM. Now IBM owns Red Hat. But Linux on the with Ubuntu, they're two different distributions, yet they're both Linux. That means 80% they're the same. 20% maybe the device driver, the file system, the file manager, the YUM repository, versus the apt-get and apt-cache. Some commands that you're using on Ubuntu, on the Linux, you might be using yum or DNF for or RPM. So all of that one, this kind of file management is the only differences. On etc configuration file, there are some files that are different also. Obviously, that is like 10 or 20%, but the rest of them is like a calendar command or man pages, or these standard libraries that are in C or Python programs or Dockers. They're all the same, no matter what. Once you learn Docker, you can apply it on Windows, you can apply it on Linux or Unix or Mac. Once you learn Python, you could do the same thing. Portability of, for example, Python on Windows platform versus Unix and Linux, there's very little slight difference. So when you're looking for the os.name, for example, on the OS module, maybe the name of the OS on Windows is NT, and then on Linux and Mac is POSIX. Those kind of slight differences, they're just depending on the platform. But the syntax of what you learn on the language, whether you're learning Python or C or C++ or Java, the syntax is much the same almost. And there's a little bit slight differences that when you're working on the operating system part of it. However, when you learn it, it's much easier to transition from one system and make your system portable. So it could run on a multiple platform. On the other hand, if you're writing C and C++ and Java, those are a compiled language. They're not interpreter. So they are a compiled language, which means if you run it on a Intel x86 platform, now you have to port it on a Spark architecture or Apple architecture. You have to recompile them in there. But for Python, because they're interpreter, as long as you have the Python interpreter on the next machine that you do, and you're writing for that operating system, it's automatically ported. It is not, you don't have to do much. When you're detecting, say, what is the OS, or if the OS is Mac, then os.name is POSIX. And if it's OS is Windows, os.name is NT. That kind of differences. There's not much difference. Once you learn the technology, you keep updating yourself. If you're a computer science student, the nice thing is that you're already learning all of this at school. And if you're not, you're a good developer, you could self-taught yourself. A lot of people, they self-taught themselves, and then they read these manual pages and understand it. And they always write very good software everywhere. So I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one and take care. God bless you all, and make sure that you go to my website on the YouTube channel, which is, let me just go to the YouTube channel, which is https, as you know, www.youtube.com/@MyWebUniversity. That's the handle for it. So when you go to @MyWebUniversity on YouTube channel, that's my handle on the YouTube channel. Please make sure that you watch these videos, make some nice comments, so I can make better videos for you, for your needs, and then also just subscribe if you haven't. Take care. Bye-bye.